Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We have a brand new deck guide for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Firehawk, which is a Firehair Darkhawk shell that I've had the absolute most fun with Firehair. I have two different iterations of this and potentially a third one. It really just depends on what you're trying to do. We're going to break down both iterations with gameplay from both iterations as well, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know, Firehair is the brand new Series 5 card that did release yesterday. That is a 2-cost, 3-powered card that reads the ability when one of your cards is destroyed. This uses that card's on-reveal ability. This is an ability that can be procced multiple times in one turn, and it's not limited to just one interaction or one interaction per turn. This can be activated or just used multiple times, not activated because it is just a passive ability. So as long as you are destroying cards that have on-reveal abilities, Firehair will then use said on-reveal abilities. But let's go ahead and jump into both iterations of the deck so far. So the first iteration of the Firehawk we have here actually has Zabu and Anti-Venom in the list. This has been my favorite iteration so far. I've been doing a lot of testing with this list, and then the other list, they are exactly the same besides those two cards, is going to be the Firehawk 2.0, which has Nico, and it has Rock Slide. It really just depends if you're trying to lean more into your Darkhawk side of things, or if you're wanting to have free cards to play with Anti-Venom. I had more success personally with the Anti-Venom version of this list, but of course, everyone's pocket meta is different. I've also been working on a third iteration of this that I have not done any testing of just yet, which is using Nico and Anti-Venom, because those are the two cards I was having more success with than I was with Zabu or with Rock Slide. So this would be the third iteration of the list, but the first two I do have gameplay of. But let's go ahead and jump right into why we have each card in this list individually. Starting off, first and foremost, we do have the Hood. This is an amazing card just for you to be able to Misery. You can also destroy it with your potential Nico Draw 2 spell, or even with your Venom, just to remove this card from the board. I like this, of course, with Firehair and with Misery, because it allows you to get another demon into your hand. 1/6 is really good. So looking at that, of course, the downside is the Hood being on the board, but if you have ways to destroy this card, you get more Misery and Firehair value, because whenever this card is destroyed, you know, Firehair also gives you another demon in your hand because this is an on-reveal ability. We also do have Korg in this list as well. We are playing Darkhawk, so instead of potentially using Rock Slide, we're using Korg as one of those enablers, because if you do destroy Korg with Misery, Korg's already gone off one time, he'll go off another time with a Misery, and then he'll go off another time with a Firehair. So that is 3 rocks into your deck. It's only 2 power opposed to 5 power with Rock Slide. So I've been liking the value there by using this instead. We also do have Zabo in this list too. Zabu, not Zabo. So Zabu also enables any of the 3 4-cost cards to have cost reductions. You can also make this go off again with a Misery or destroying it with a Venom. But I don't necessarily think this is a needed card in this list. It really just depends if you have some of the other cards or not. But this card did feel pretty solid. The other card I was talking about having in this list was Nico, of course, which we have in the other iteration of this list. And like one of the main reasons we do have Nico in this list is because of all of her spells being different enablers for you overall, whether it is turning your Hood into a demon, or even destroying your Hood to draw more cards, or just destroying any card in general to be able to enable your Firehair to use that card's on-reveal ability, just because this also is a destroy enabler. You can also move cards to the right, and if Nico also gets destroyed, her spells are on-reveal abilities, so that also does go with your Firehair itself. Firehair does repeat those on-reveal abilities, so that's why you have Nico in this list as well. And then next, of course, we do have Firehair, which is one of the main enablers in this list to go with your Misery to be able to give you some extra value from all of the different honor reveals you have in the shell. We do have Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot is just absolutely incredible. If you guys saw the Yap from this past week, if you look at top infinite play, Iron Patriot is in over 50% of lists that people are using on Untapped. Of course, that doesn't even count people not using Untapped itself. This card is just incredibly good, just because the only downside is if you lose the location, the cards cost their full amount. If you win the location, they're discounted, which is just incredible. Of course, you have Cassandra Nova, which I like this as another main enabler in this list. You're playing Darkhawk, so the more rocks or more cards your opponent has in their deck, the bigger Cassandra Nova gets. You're also destroying Cassandra Nova to potentially get it to proc on Misery or proc on Firehair, and then bringing Cassandra Nova back with the Phoenix Force to make her go off again. That would be 4 different Cassandra Novas going off in one game, which is absolutely insane. Your opponent's cards would be absolutely nuked as well. This is always an immediate snap against Airsham, which you're going to be seeing a lot more Airsham right now if Mill continues to be as popular as it is. And then, of course, we have Juggernaut. So what's really cool about Juggernaut, it is a potential just game winner for you because it can just solidify a lane. And if you do play Juggernaut early and then you then destroy Juggernaut, that also enables you to have a Juggernaut on the Firehair lane. So you could potentially win 2 different lanes from one turn. Let's say turn 6, you play your Juggernaut and then you eat Juggernaut with Venom. Your Juggernaut would have worked on the lane with Venom, and then it also works on the Firehair lane. So there's a couple different iterations you could mess around with there, which is really interesting. Or if you just want the honor reveal to go off again, you play Juggernaut, let's say, on curve, and then you misery it. It also works on the Firehair lane. So just a very interesting tech. This is more of like an end game kind of just to solidify a lane for you kind of sense. Maybe dodge a Shang-Chi to protect your Darkhawk. But you also do have Venom, like I was saying. Venom is another one of those destroy cards besides just Misery, so you don't just have one enabler to destroy cards in your list. You have Venom to eat the cards on the board also, so you preserve their power. Just so it's not just Misery just nuking an entire lane and you only having Misery's power on the board, you're also going to have Venom's power on the board as well, plus all the cards prior because he does maintain the power of the cards he eats. Then, of course, you do have the Phoenix Force. You're destroying all sorts of different cards. You can play this in such a way to be able to revive or target the revive cards you want back. Even if you potentially destroy a Korg early on, you could use Phoenix Force to get another Korg back, which is pumping another rock into your opponent's deck, making it 4 rocks into their deck, giving your Darkhawk additional power and offsetting what your opponents are trying to do. I don't necessarily know if Phoenix Force is the necessity in this list. Maybe you do want to do a Rock Slide instead, but I'm liking the Phoenix Force to have the extra value, whether it is to get another Cassandra Nova that gets absolutely massive because you've made her go off multiple times, and then you can move this to wherever you want on your board, and then your opponent has to kind of guess where this card's going to land. That's why I really like Phoenix Force, and it goes hand in hand with Firehair as well, since Firehair is the original Phoenix Force. But then, of course, we do have Anti-Venom. The reason why I like Anti-Venom more than Rock Slide is because it sets the cost and power of your next card to 0/0. This allows you to play a free card the next turn. If this is maybe a bigger card, let's say it is your Misery, maybe that's probably the worst card you could get anti-venomed. But even if it's your Phoenix Force, you can destroy a card with Misery on the next turn and then revive it immediately to get that on reveal to happen again. There's just so many other just great cards that actually getting hit with the 0/0 gets value. Yes, you might hit your Misery sometimes, but at the same time, if you play your Misery out earlier, or you can play your Misery out with no power itself, you get the Misery ability to go off, and then maybe you even eat the other cards in that lane to be able to get your Firehair to get the honor reveals to go off again. It just feels really good, especially with the anti-venom value. And then, of course, if we look at Rock Slide, of course, is just another good card to destroy to enable your Darkhawk to get bigger or potentially get another Firehair value. So if you set up a Korg and a Rock Slide in a single lane, and then you Misery them, that's 3 rocks getting added to their deck. And then if you, of course, have Firehair on the board, it's another 3 rocks. So that's 9 rocks being added to your opponent's deck in a single game, which is pretty incredible. But of course, I think that is more of a high roll. You're also taking away 7 power on one turn, opposed to just potentially 2 power with the Korg and having Anti-Venom instead as an enabler. So it really just depends on what you're facing a lot more in your pocket meta. And if you want to just lean more into the Darkhawk side of things, opposed to just overall power is kind of what I'm thinking here. And then, of course, next we do have Misery. Misery is one of the must-have cards for Firehair herself because it does enable you to just destroy an entire lane of on-reveal cards to be able to get Firehair value. It doesn't even have to be an entire lane to get value. Just being able to destroy targeted cards opposed to every single card like a Venom or a Carnage is really solid. And of course, on the top end, we have Darkhawk. You know, Darkhawk gets increased power for the amount of cards in your opponent's deck, which is what you're doing a lot with this, with the Korg, and then also making the Korg go off multiple times. You have the Cassandra Nova value, but like you don't have to have Darkhawk on the board to win the game, which is my main thought process with this list. Yes, it's an amazing power card to have that will win you games, but you don't necessarily have to have Darkhawk on the board because you have other different enablers in this list, other things with the Phoenix Force value, with the Cassandra Nova, with the amount of demons you can have, with Juggernaut to secure lanes, with the Iron Patriot card to be able to get you new generated cards to win you the game. So there's a bunch of just different options in this list. If you don't have Misery, let's say you maybe go more towards a Killmonger / Carnage iteration, something that can destroy cards there. You could even maybe do a Shang-Chi just to enable you to destroy a big card on your opponent's side of the board. If you do also destroy Shang-Chi, let's say, and then you venom the Shang-Chi, in that sense of destroying the Shang-Chi, your Firehair then will Shang-Chi her lane. So just having different ins and outs there work really well if you don't have Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova is in Spotlights this week, and I think is a must-have card, especially with how prevalent Airsham is overall and in a mill week. So I would try and get Cassandra Nova, but she's not a necessarily necessity for this list. Maybe run a Tech 3-drop instead, whether that is a Red Guardian because your opponents are playing a lot of Firehair themselves, shutting that down or shutting down any other card that really can just hurt yourself here. And then you also, instead of maybe Iron Patriot, maybe you run a Gorgon because you are putting rocks in your opponent's deck. So then, of course, they cannot you really play those rocks for free, or they're going to be costing 2 instead of just 1. And then instead of the anti-venom, you could totally go into the rock slide line if you want to just go more into Darkhawk, or even like an Iron Lad's not a horrible idea itself too. Firehair is more must-have to be able to get the iteration of this list. This is a Firehair list, so just keep that in mind. And then Zabu's Series 3 now, Cork Series 3 now, the Hood is Series 3. If you don't have Nico, maybe a different on-reveal enabler. Maybe it's something like a Spider-Ham or even an Iceman. One of those two could also be really solid for you guys. But we're going to jump into some gameplay from the first 2 iterations of this list. It's going to be from stream. If you guys do want to see me stream Marvel Snap live, I stream Marvel Snap every Tuesday, Thursday, and the beginning of stream on Fridays. If you guys do want to check those out, that link will be down in the description below. Until the next time, guys, I will see you guys at the end of the video. All right, we do start with Darkhawk. We have the Hood as well. We're going to do Zabu things first, since we haven't drawn any of our 4-cost cards to be able to start to get that value going. In a lot of these instances as well, I probably will be playing Firehair onto some of these lanes where I have cards with less power, because I still think there's going to be a lot of Red Guardian right now. I think there's going to be a lot of Red Guardian running around right now, just because. Oh yeah, and it's $100, the new Cannonball Screen Bundle, Timmy. That's true. That is true. There is a 3-cost Misery, by the way. 3-cost Misery is pretty nice. Pretty nice. We get the Hood. They age in Venom. Okay, so we know that's something we got to mess around with there. We know that's going to be there. There's Vibranium Mines. We do get the Phoenix Force. I'm going to go Cass into Misery into Phoenix Force. And this should be just really good for us. They have Bishop. I think this is some sort of bounce. Some sort of bounce shell. Oh my gosh. Is this ever... If I go... Agent Venom, or not Agent Venom, Anti-Venom. I go Demon Misery. I think it might be Demon Misery. Demon Misery, I play Darkhawk middle. And then I'll have Anti-Venom, and I'll have Phoenix Force stuff to mess around with. Because if they offset middle things, I literally just play... I just play Darkhawk middle. That's all I do here. All I do is I play Darkhawk middle. And then I have Phoenix Force and I have Anti-Venom. And this should be just really solid. Because I have Phoenix Force, if I can duck priority, I should get even more Phoenix Force value potentially as well. There's the Demon. Into Falcon. Wow. Into Black Swan. I have Darkhawk. And then I go Anti-Venom, Phoenix Force on the left. I go Anti-Venom, Phoenix Force. Or I even can just go Anti-Venom left into Phoenix Force right. They have an additional 6 cards in their deck. I'm going to have a huge Cassandra Nova. They do have a Demon to play. They have a big Hawkeye. I just can commit potentially. I think I know. I just commit to one lane. Commit to one lane, and we should just be good here. Commit to one lane, and we're chilling, especially with the amount of just Cassandra Nova value we're going to get here. Darkhawk is huge, by the way. Go Anti-Venom into big Cassandra Nova value. That is 22 powered Cassandra Nova on the left. Into a Hood. Wow. And Hit Monkey. Beast. This is crazy. Like, Darkhawk just wins middle. Yeah, that is wild. Like, imagine if we had actually not had priority there, too. If we don't have priority there, by the way, Darkhawk is 39 power, you guys. 39 power. So, if we did not have priority in that situation, Cassandra Nova gets 3 times 4, 12. Cassandra Nova gets even more power. Like, that would have been the biggest Cassandra Nova I've seen, kind of just straight out the gates, right? But I think, honestly, the Anti-Venom is going to be a very interesting situation. So I'm trying to fine-tune the line here between either doing Rock Slide or Anti-Venom. So we're probably going to have both iterations of that deck in this, the content right here, in this video, because we're doing some of this for YouTube content as well. So we're trying to fine-tune the line, and I'll have probably a more thorough explanation, which I like more, at the end of the video. But that was huge. That was huge. We love that. So cool. Yeah, all that Vibranium. That's another good thing for us, too. We snap into that deck, or we snap into that location a lot as well for Darkhawk, because that gives us the Vibranium value. So our opponent has to either play into that lane or not play into that lane. But either way, we get a lot of Darkhawk shenanigans. So, we'll see. You said you played some Kang last night. That is Pandar Phoenix Force, I believe. We can see it next time it comes in. I believe this is some Arishem. So we do get some awesome Arishem value here. So I will snap into Cassandra Nova here. Yeah. Banger. Banger. Yeah, the Alex Holy Firehair is so good. But, like, it's Arishem. We snap into Arishem with the cast. And we have Firehair on the board, too. Like, that was about to be crazy. What's up, Griffo? How you doing, bro? Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. How are you doing today, homie? We do have turn 1 Zabu again with Firehair. We go turn 1 Zabu, and we play Firehair left as well. Do you think, yeah, I mean, I would probably maybe hold off. If you like Mill, people are going to play Firehair Mill. I still don't think Firehair and Mill is the necessarily perfect home for her. But you can still get some value there. They Cable. They're going to be doing some Millen. See, they're doing the Millen stuff. I go snap into this and that, because I'm going to get 2 demons and extra energy, which is pretty nice here. And then we also IP here, which is cool. We get leader. We get a red skull. They Baron Zemo. They Baron Zemo and they get Korg. The Korg. And then I go Darkhawk. Or no, let me go leader. Let me go leader demon. Is leader demon too much? Or is it just misery, demon, and then we kind of mess around here? And then yeah, I don't know. If we do leader right, we get more value there and extra energy, which is nice. And I still kind of solidify what I have in my hand, so I think we do this. They misery. So they draw another card. They Baron Zemo. They get my Cassandra Nova or my Juggernaut. They get my Anti-Venom, so they already have my Juggernaut in hand. They Korg. I leader. And I get 2 miseries. So misery is actually gonna die from more misery things. This is just value, right? Or no, there it is. There's another misery, and both miseries do die. Our opponent. So, like, fun fact, you guys, we actually lose this game, by the way. We actually lose that lane. We lose that lane. And I think there's probably a weird just interaction here where the misery went the on reveal onto the Firehair again. And just some weird shenanigans happen. But, like, we literally lose, but our opponent retreated. We're starting off with Korg and Vormir. Wow, we could get some pretty solid value here. That's why I'm starting to kind of think, is it Anti-Venom or is it Rock Slide? Which the Anti-Venom does sound good in theory, just to have another free card to play. But honestly, offsetting what our opponents are drawing might be a little bit better, right? Also, Gaijin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the kingdom. We have the Hood. Let's see. They're probably running Killmonger stuff. So if I can get a Firehair out early. They're snapping. I have Cash, Juggernaut, Misery, and Anti-Venom. So this isn't the worst for us. There's their IP. Okay, so they're snapping into the IP. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm going to go Firehair into probably Cast left here now. Firehair, Cast left. Or Firehair into... I mean, I need Phoenix Force, so I can't necessarily do Cast left just yet. So I'll go Firehair into Anti-Venom as the play. Firehair, Anti-Venom stuff seems pretty good. Or Anti-Venom middle, and I'll play potentially Cast left. It just depends. Because I could go Cast into Phoenix Force, potentially same turn, which would be crazy. Depending on what I get with the Anti-Venom. So, like, this is the, like, true value, potentially, we could see here with Anti-Venom. They have Firehair, and then they have a Demon. I have Firehair. I go Anti-Venom. And then I can go Cast left into whatever I get with Anti-Venom as well. They Zabu into Juggernaut. I go Anti-Venom. So they're playing our same deck. They're playing like the same deck we were playing here. And then I snap into this. And that. And then I have Juggernaut stuff to mess around with. They Korg and Ares. Cool. And then I get more value there on the Firehair. We have our Darkhawk. And then I have the Phoenix Force I was thinking I was going to have here. And so then I go... this into that. I have 8 cards here. Yeah, if I had Prio there, Ares loses. So here's what we could do. There's 2 things. I could just go Phoenix Force, like here, and do that there. They already played their Demon out. They still have, I believe this is the Iron Patriot card. Where if I do this, I get 2 additional rocks into that, into this lane over, or I get 2 rocks, so this goes up to 12. This goes to 16. So I think I forego this lane, and I do that. The other thing is I could do Phoenix Force. Cassandra Nova's already 5. So this would be another 10. This would be 13 here. If I do this and that, which I think it actually is Misery Zabu. They Misery into the Juggernaut. Okay, good play. Good play by them, though. Good play by them. I still win because of the Juggernaut. We actually win either way because of the Juggernaut, so that's really interesting. But they are playing our list. They are playing our list. That is awesome. Yeah, no, I had to as well, Kaba. The Horley is so good, man. So freaking good. Let's do this. Is this IP here? It's Hood. So we have Hood on Hood stuff. We do have the Hub, which gives us Scar. Oh, this gets a little crazy, huh? Huh. Let's see. No, I'm a Thing main. I absolutely love the Thing. Oh, wow. Isan could be huge for us. Wait. They Firehair into Demon. If I go this here, I get Isan value? Or is it Snap into this, that, and get another Isan? They rock Mobius. Cool. That works into this. Gives me another Misery. So Isan actually could be pretty rough here. But I do get Hood value and Korg value right now. This is kind of juicy. This is kind of juicy. Yeah, Red Guardian on Firehair. That's why I'm trying to play a lot of these cards, potentially behind smaller cards for Firehair. So we're going to get another Demon. We don't fill our hand entirely. another rock into Misery. Now we do actually, if we do fill our hand, what am I saying? Quinjet into Sage. Okay. And then I go... If I do... Juggernaut, Demon. Esau on right also could potentially win me the game. I think it's Juggernaut, Demon. I think this is the play. I forgot that would fill my hand, so that's pretty bad. They might just... I don't think they destroy this, right? Sage also got the +2. This got the +2. They have one more card that got the +2, I think, right? Do I lose to Killmonger here? They Medusa Chi. Wow. Sweet. That works for me. With the sun. Go IP left into something maybe? Ooh. IP left into cast seems pretty solid. Black Bolt Quake. Actually, they cast me back. I snap into Misery Korg Phoenix Force. Misery Korg Phoenix Force. War Machine. Go Korg, Phoenix Force. And then they're gonna do like some Storm Legion stuff probably. Storm and Maw. And then I go this. So if I do this into that. Into, let's say this, right? I'm adding... this is going to go to 2. This is still 4. This goes to 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. So 16 middle. Or if we instead do this, let's say I have Firehair here. This is 2 plus 4 is 13. So technically, yeah, that is better. Is that no way that's just Galactus left though, right? Leader. Does my Juggernaut, where does Juggernaut push the cards? Oh, that's funny. That's actually really, really funny. If they're playing the version I think they're playing. I think they are. I bet they are. So we're gonna kind of throw some rocks into their list over here. See how that works, right? See what we can get going on. Ooh. Wow. We have Phoenix Force lined up too. I think we go IP first. Go IP into Yarr! What's going on, Kenny? How you doing, bro? Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, Firehair feels pretty good. I think this is my boy. Firehair on Firehair. Ooh, Jessica Jones. The Jessica Jones. So I snap this into the misery play I'm about to get. Get some really good misery stuff going on here. Let's see. Go Firehair, and then if I do get misery down here, they're snapping back. Whoa. Oh, whoa, dare. We're going for the extra energy. I mean, they're going to what? Destroy stuff off rip? Do I get hit with something crazy? There's Thor or Frigga. Oh, they're going for huge combo stuff. Huge combo stuff. What's going on, CP? How are you doing, broski? How are you doing? We're about to go wild here. Come for Firehair Inspiration. You think it's too clunky, really? Your Spider-Man's feeling good, CP. Feeling good. Oh my gosh, we get Shuri potentially here? Oh man. So if I do this... Wow, hold on. I do... If I go this into... I mean, it's still either or. I do this into that. Or is it this? I'm trying to think. What do I have destroyed? I think it's this into that. They Jane. It's going to be huge beta ray. I do this, that, this. Or do we want to do funnier stuff? Or do we want to do that into this? Wait! Wait, does this work the way I think it's going to work? No way, right? I don't think this works the way I think it's gonna work. And then it's Zola into a hammer. Into a hammer thing. Oh, imagine I gotten Giganto there though. That was interesting. So we did get the Phoenix Force Shuri thing. We did. Okay. But that was cool just for science and stuff. Just for science. If we hit Giganto again, could you imagine? But it's got to be excited, CP. It's awesome to see you play in playing Spider-Man, because I have to start my Spider-Man arc soon. And we're just gonna have fun all around. Wow. So like, well, you normally probably shouldn't do the Phoenix Force stuff, right? Like in that situation, it's a 1. I mean, it's a 1 out of 5. If it's Rock Slide, it would have been better. I mean, Shuri about the same. Korg about the same. Giganto would have been a 56 power Giganto plus the other stuff, right? Or actually, no. Phoenix Force is the base power that gets doubled. It's not the new card. But that was humorous, bro. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys did stick around to the very end, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Still enjoying posting all of this Marvel Snap content. We are posting a Marvel Yap every Tuesday, a new deck guide every Wednesday, and a new buy or bust every Saturday. Let me know what else you guys maybe would like to see when it comes to Marvel Snap. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.